Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In the house here we have the one and only UK principal. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, King C.
And welcome to the King C Show.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. I'll be playing a track from your album there. And out of fact, could you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, it's a new track. It's coming out shortly. It's called Stop Boom Up Jalan.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I wrote it because the terrorism and people getting scared to travel and people are the terrors on the street nowadays are not very nice these days. So I thought I'd write a song about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inspiration came from Buffalo because he actually started the song and I kind of finished it up and yeah, we decided to run with the track and I've been performing it in a few places
Okay.
across the country and it's getting a good response.
Well, since it's not yet released, in out of fact, I'll go to another track so you don't want to push all of it out.
Well, you can play it.
Okay.
It's the promo track for the radio, so feel free to play it.
No problem.
Fighting in the north, fighting in the east, fighting in the south, fighting in the west. See the way them a mash up the streets. People take it back so that the world is complete. Some of them are boom up jalan. Enough of them a cause confusion. Some of them are boom up jalan. Enough of them a cause confusion. Too much farming in the world, terrorist people them can't trust. We need to educate the world about peace and love. So understand where we are come from. Coming with a different meditation. Some of them are boom up jalan. Enough of them a cause confusion. Some of them a boom up jalan. Enough of them a cause confusion.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you been singing?
Ooh, how long? Too long. November next year, I will be 45 years in the industry.
4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Seemed like yesterday, eh?
Yeah, so people tell me when I tell them how old, they
Mm.
go, But yeah, I've been performing primary school at 6 years. I did nativity, in nativity and my son, the song,
Mm.
and up to teenage years, I actually stepped away from performing and went into sound system because I felt that I needed to learn a bit more about the music, about the sounds,
Mm-hmm.
about the quality of sounds and the levels of sound. I became a selector,
Mm-hmm.
and then family members who are around, friends around me said, but you can sing a bit. Why don't you be a mic man? But I said, no, I need to understand the music first. Being of Jamaican parents, but born in England, even although in the 60s growing up, we never had reggae as such. We had ska, but very minimal bits of it. And obviously, when you're my age in the 60s, you can't really go and rave anywhere. But I think for me, the 70s was where it highlighted for me, because obviously following Rastafari and sound system and, going to, certain events where we were able to chant on the microphone and, things back then weren't about actually putting lyrics together or,
Mm.
having a compound. It was just you had an idea, you ran with it, and, people thought, yeah, it sound good, make him go on.
Mm-hmm.
Then the 80s came and the whole game changed. Dancehall came into effect and people started to now be a bit more melodious with lyrics
Mm-hmm.
and started to put lyrics together in a format that it was still enjoyable, but now you understand what the DJ said.
Yeah, in
So,
truth.
and then there was the 90s, followed a little bit of the dancehall scenario. Didn't really do much on the performance side in the 90s. I'm more getting involved in events. Did 1 and 2 tracks offbeat, but like I said, I was still more into my culture and really looking at hitting the market with music of controversy and a message.
Mm-hmm.
because I think we need to still educate our youngsters in regards to lyrical content, because these days it's a bit raw.
More than raw.
I'm just being nice right now because we're on radio.
Yes, that's true. That body could say it like it is because these young fellas out there and young girls out there,
Well, not
it's a
no,
disgrace.
well,
The
not all of
lyrics,
them. There's, I mean, my son, my sons are quite into roots reality. Yes, they do their own thing in the grime scene, but they listen to reggae and they understand, because obviously they've got a dad like me and they've got family around them, so they understand the old school, but they have their own thing. But my children, when they do music, they keep it clean. But I know what you're saying, King C, but what I want to profess is that those family members who are in the industry of music, that their children are following them, they need to give them some groundation, give them a proper foundation, so at least they have an understanding of what they're doing and not upsetting certain
a
parties,
certain party,
fractions.
you're not only upsetting certain party, but what are you setting there for the younger generation below them?
Well, as someone rightfully said to me on another interview that I was on, who do I see as my icon?
Hmm.
I said, I said, the Almighty Father comes first, and then my father.
Hmm.
My father has to be my icon because he never taught me bad things.
Mm.
He always told me right from wrong. If he didn't agree with something, you'd know about him, because I'm then father.
Hmm.
And then the next icon would have to be my mother, because that's where the talents come from, because my mother used to sing. So,
Hmm.
but my dad used to play sound system, so it kind of blended in the way that it did.
Yeah, you learn from both sides.
And I became the product of both. So,
Mhm, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
But in regards to lyrical content, I've always felt that, you don't need to be too explicit
No.
to make a point felt. Politically, obviously, we have to think about what it is we do from a political standpoint, because obviously reggae gets a fight from all corners of England.
Hmm.
Obviously, it's changing now because they now realise that it's not as bad as it seems. But yes, there are still certain fractions that still believe in the hardcore die line down the road, nah change.
Hmm.
Which, there ain't a problem with that, as long as it's making sense and you're not upsetting anyone. I think, we have to move along from certain things. The scenario with, back in the day with Shabba Ranks and Butcher Banton, what I would like to say there is you have to understand they came from a time of controversy as DJs in the dancehall. And if you actually listen to most of the lyrics from Shabba and Butcher, it was controversial things. It was things that were happening. Obviously, in Jamaica, they're a bit more direct than we are.
Long way. Yep.
Because, being in a country where we are, we're taught etiquette, and we tend to, as British artists, tend to bring it through the music most times. But even that has changed, because the next generation down from me and beyond
Hmm.
are taking it to the levels where reality is reality, which no one can stop reality, no one can stop the truth. So, I believe that. But then you got me in the early 2000s, realised that, yeah, dancehall was nice and it was fun, but with the talents I have, it was about sending a message and, dealing with the Almighty Father and dealing with Rastafari as, and I want to make this clear that Rastafari is a tradition, it is a way of life, not a religion. So I don't want people to think that,
No,
I'm
but
preaching.
No, but it's a religion, but started in 1927. That
Yeah,
was
we
formed.
use the Bible, yes, but if you look at the actual artifacts of liberty, it is a way of life.
Hmm.
Yeah, some people tend to take the Bible in too many different ways, and what Rastafari does is, yes, we do praise the Almighty, but we also give homage to His Imperial Majesty, because he's a direct line from King David and King Solomon, which is the royal bloodline coming down from the divine rights of the Almighty. So when we talk about that, we have to be very clear. So, that's why, the music that I tend to do is I tend to make sure the message is set as a foundation for people to listen to, enjoy, and also maybe if they want to learn from it, you can go on the internet and look through the history. So, our story actually is very, very vast, and it goes a long, long way.
Yep, I agree.
And I've always tried to musically keep it in that vein. You know, it's not always about we can get up and do our thing. A lot of us realize, those the ones that actually have an understanding of what we do, is that our talent is a gift given from the Almighty, but we have to know that we're using it properly so that people can really appreciate, love what we do, and pay homage to the man that gave us the talent, which is the Almighty.
Yep,
So
indeed.
that's how I see it. Secondary school, never joined the school choir because I felt I didn't want to. It wasn't what I wanted to do, but I did do music classes and learnt notation and stuff like that. So I know my C's, my A's, my F's, my sharps and minors, bass clef, treble clef, tones and semitones. So I'm grateful for that. But what we did do in my secondary school, we put a reggae band together.
Mm-hmm.
And, even though our music teacher was very classical sounding, we took a classic and turned it into reggae. Just to show him that, we kind of understand where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
But, classical music can be played as reggae. One of the greatest bands that ever did that was Third World.
Yep.
And, they took a classic, and
Which song was that?
I can't remember offhand now, but Cat Core, who plays bass guitar, he also plays the cello,
Yeah.
and he actually played the cello on that song. And they actually did redo Now That We Found Love with a reggae jazz flavour.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, one of my favourite singers from young, Dennis Brown, who's we celebrated his music and his Earth Strong the other day, earlier on this month here, and also Bob Marley's as well, celebration of his works.
Mm-hmm.
Two very prolific icons of the reggae industry that made the message heartfelt,
Mm-hmm.
through many genres of reggae, through lovers rock, through roots and culture, through dancehall reggae of the old school. You've got people like Big U, the legendary I-Roy, the Godfather himself, Daddy U-Roy, who taught most of the young DJs from the old school that I knew when growing up as a younger man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And obviously those guys now are elders in the game, and the new school have learnt from them but have taken it to a different level. So the tree still grows.
Oh, for sure,
The
definitely.
tree still grows.
And the King of Lovers Rock?
The king of lovers rock.
Yeah.
Who's your king? I know my king is.
Huh? Of Lovers Rock.
Yeah, Dennis Brown.
No, man.
Yeah.
Dennis Brown?
Yeah.
Can touch Gregory.
No, Gregory's the cool ruler.
He's a cool ruler, that's what I'm
He's
saying.
in a class of his
His
own.
own. It's Lovers Rock.
But there was an album that that came out that proved the point that you couldn't really separate them, and it was
I know, they were together.
Dennis Brown meets Gregory,
Yep.
the Cool Ruler meets the Crown Prince. Very, very good album. Very
It's got it.
classical
Just
album
sit
of
around
reggae.
here, yep.
And it proves that we can work together without having to say, yeah, I'm this and I'm that. We need to just bring the thing together. So yeah, it is what it is. And then Dennis Brown did a album with John Holt, the Wildfire album,
What?
which
Yeah.
was also a classic.
Yep. That is so
Yeah.
true.
And we need more of the reggae icons to work together
Work
like
together,
that,
yep. Mm-hmm.
instead of trying to be who's got the biggest
Cut
this
down and
who's
yes.
got the most money and who can wear the swaggy clothes. We need to work together more.
Mm-hmm. Quite agree.
What I will say for those who are listening, that Lovers Rock is on its way back.
Mhm.
Um, there are many, many new faces to the Lovers Rock
Yep.
game now coming through the fold. You've got Cassandra London who's out there. You've got uh, Mitzi Diva, Michelle Melody, Singer Mandy. You've got Eloima. You've got a new lady coming through the fold by the name of Firestone. And I've heard her and she sounds very, very good. And, you know, you're going to hear some big things from her very soon.
I've interviewed a young lady, Cassidy, and another young lady there. What's her name?
J Love.
Yep.
Yeah, Jenny Love. Cassie B, Jenny Love, yes,
Je-
they're on their way out there
Yep.
as well, yes. There are many,
And they're
many
good
more.
upcoming artists. Yep.
Yeah, and on the male side, obviously you've got myself, you've got Ashai, you've got Tremor Jr.,
But
you've got Ian Silk.
not you just upcoming. You're in the business 4 to 5 years. How can you say
Well,
that?
the reason why I say that is that I took time away
Mhm.
to deal with my children. So
Okay.
then when I came back, I mean, I was still dabbling and doing bits, but I was in the background.
Hmm.
So you know, it's been continuous, but publicly, I've just kind of made that surround.
Okay.
So you know, if think of someone like one of my favorites, Glenn Slowly.
Oh yeah. That is okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
one of my favorite tracks is by him, All That Glitters Is Not Gold, and I also do love Lonely Soldier. But
Lonely Soldier was a big hit in Toronto
yeah,
and New York.
and we have to thank people like them. You've got obviously Maxi Priest,
Hmm.
good friend of mine. We came from the same corners growing up as young men. Papa Levi, you got Tipper Irie. We're all coming from the same round.
Yeah, yeah.
You got Ricky Rankin. You got Errol Blacksteel, and many more names. And the great Jerry Lyons, very ingenuitive guitarist, and also a very, very focused and very, very good producer. He works with the Twinkle Brothers a lot.
Hmm.
And there's also Derek Ferrier. I can't forget him. Amaziah Rose, and bands that I've worked with, such as my original band, The Worries, the Powers Band, Borderline Band. So yeah, and also the Rainbow Sounds Band, which we couldn't get the tune today, which is Higher Realms of John. I would have loved to have played.
So
that
we take another track from your
yeah,
album.
if you
you
go
can.
down further, and if you play, if you click on here,
It's bad.
no, the arrow, just click down. Not that one. Next one. Yeah, play that one.
Okay.
Yo, yo, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's all about your message, level medicine. Yeah, yeah. Sealer. Give thanks and praise to the King. Love is what me have, I continually where me bring. People get ready, come along and sing. It's all about your message, yeah, yeah. We give praise for a better day, where there is no war and peace in every way. Hear what Emmanuel and the King have to say about your message, yeah, yeah. It's all about your message, yeah, yeah.
Your message was produced by Buffalo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on this is called Message I Sing. The original track was by Huey Isachar, Jam Message, and I actually came up with this one before War in the City, which is on the
War-
same rhythm.
Okay.
And basically, I had two ideas, and I said to Buffalo, "Look, I've got two, songs for this rhythm. Let's hear them out and see what you think." And he said, "Yeah, all right, let's run with it." So we did Message I Sing, which is now it was originally titled Jam Message I Sing, but we had to change it to Message I Sing because Huey had already had Jam
And
Message.
there was about 3 or 4 versions of your message.
Yep.
Yeah.
and I've done two versions, which is, as you know, the message I think you've just heard, and the famous War in the City, which is still doing well out there, and people still ask me to perform it wherever I go. So it's a tune that's, you know, it's been gravitating worldwide. It's being played in Los Angeles on a radio station called RKLX, and I give thanks for them for playing it. And also in Memphis by a lady by the name of Yvonne Wilcox on the Too Hot radio show. So, you know, the War in the City is doing quite well the other side of the Pacific, so we give thanks for that. And, you know, there's other artists on the rhythm, Cassie B herself, Glenn Slowly also, Russ Indian, Bucky Ranks, who you've had here some time ago. So, yeah, it's been a journey with the Jam Message rhythm.
Okay, we'll take a little bit more of it.
Yeah.
No more fussing and no fighting. We need to lock the city down. The diaspora where we need to go and set a plan. Leaving out a dirty Babylon. So we go so then over the mountains and over the seas. Tell it to your friends and tell it to your enemies. Jah have the message for you and for me. Teach all the children where them have to see about your message, your message. Tell them about your message, yeah, yeah. Listen to the message where I bring. It's coming from the higher heights, straight from the King. Listen to the bell when you hear the bell ring. Your message, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. No more fussing and no fighting. We need to lock the city down. The diaspora where we need to go and set a plan. Leaving out a dirty Babylon. So we go so then over the mountains and over the seas. Tell it to your friends and tell it to your enemies. Jah have the message for you and for me. Teach all the children where them all go see about your message, yeah, yeah. Tell them about your message, I sing, yeah, yeah.
So tell me, what inspired you to do your writing?
You really want to know?
Ask it.
The Bible.
Well, that's just...
Before I write any song, if I have an idea, I like to sit down with the Bible and pray. Because, you know, in life, we have to understand that the ancestors where we are from the high heights of earth is where our energy comes from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have to understand that it's not just us alone being directed to send messages.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we have to understand what our meditation is and why we do it. We can't just write songs and say, yeah, that's it. Some people do that. Not everybody the same. 7 brothers, 7 different minds.
Definitely.
But I like to meditate before I write, because, you know, when you're a giver of a message, it's about meditation. It's about having an understanding of the Almighty and what the Almighty wants in this world. Whether you're a reggae artist, whether you're a pop artist, whether you're a gospel artist, it don't make any difference. You know, we know that our gift is heartfelt from the Almighty, because remember, He's a lover of music. So
yes, indeed.
You know, if the music is good, let's play it.
Yep. All right, we take another track here. See what it says.
Ooh, oh, yeah, yeah. Sealer. The way is positively clear. The utterance of the King will make the world just sing together forevermore. As one Rastafari, ever faithful and ever sure. Yeah, the way is positively clear. The utterance of the King will make the world just sing together forevermore. as one Rastafari, ever faithful and ever sure. Only Jah, the truths and rights of the people. We all need to live as one. The time is now when the lion speaks. Yeah. Look into life and you will see the heights of Rasta. Love is what we bring. No complication, it's time for emancipation. Cause it's a Rasta man vibration, yeah. The way is positively clear. The utterance of the king will make the world just sing. Together forevermore. As one Rastafari, ever faithful and ever sure.
So how, if anyone need a copy of your record, how would they get that?
Well, they can always contact me on Twitter, Facebook, or by phone. If you go onto my Facebook, my phone number is there. My email is there.
And the name?
Just go to Principal Root Sparks on Facebook. It's the best place to catch me until I sort out my WhatsApp. I've got to get a new phone, and WhatsApp is the key. Once I'm on that, you can get me anytime. This particular tune is not on release yet, so you're fortunate to be able to play it on your radio today. It's going to be released on a record label out of Italy called Baba Boom Hi-Fi Sounds. And basically, this tune was to celebrate, the anniversary of the King. Also, the players and singers of instruments within the Rastafari movement, and that was the reason why I felt that needed to be done, because even some of the Rastafarians are going a bit astray in the music as well. And we all know they come from a different foundation before they change, but if you're going to follow a path, try to stick to it. I'm not saying you have to wholly and solely, but try to stick to it, because people see you as icons in the industry. So preach what you teach.
Yeah, practice what you preach.
Yeah.
But I must say, in that fact, reggae come a long way. In my traveling, I'm telling you, reggae comes a long way.
Well, I know you can say, because you're older than me.
Oh, for sure. And I've been around more than you have.
And even in my, I've seen 5 decades of reggae music. So from 10 to 50 plus. So I've seen 5 decades, and I've seen the changes. I mean, when I was a child growing up, we used to listen to what my mum and dad used to do, which was the Men Told the Ska, the Rock Steady, the Studio One, the Treasure Isles, the Channel Ones, the Blue Sax, Blue Beat,
Your first
Silver
one
Bell.
was Blue Beat, and followed by Ska and stuff. Yeah. This recorded down in Rain Spark.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of them used to get done up down there.
Oh yes, a lot of stuff used to be get done down there.
Yeah.
And my dad had a blue spot
Yeah.
upstairs in his room, and he had the Decca downstairs in the front room. And the only reason why the Decca was down there because it was the new one. And you know what our parents used to lock their front room, because it was
front
the
door
special
and
room.
everything, and out of fact,
The special room. You couldn't go in there unless it was family time or
family time. Back in the 60s, you go to someone's house and they have these little tumblers, like a little thimble, and they give you a drink in that, and you must sit there with that for. I said, no, man, get lost. So I started to buy these little beakers out of a glass and fill it up. Oh, you're crazy. I know, man.
But when you look back on the journey of where a lot of the artist comes from, but I can only speak for me. Music has always been in my house.
Yeah.
If my mum wasn't singing it, she'd play Al Green, she'd play James Brown, Gladys Knight in the Pigs, because she would rather me sing R&B. But being a man that loves reggae, I said, you know what, I have to follow my heart, what I like. But I can sing a few soul bars.
Yeah, my sister and I, we used to sing through the country out in Jamaica I was 5 or 6, from 5 till 9, and then packed up and come back at 15 and start writing again, had a few bands. Well, that's life.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we weren't doing reggae. We weren't doing reggae. Was unheard of hardly.
or not in Canada,
Hmm?
no. Not in But even in Canada, reggae's come a very long way.
A long way.
I remember when Daddy Snow did I'll Do Anything For You with Beanie Man and a few other named artists that were on that particular rhythm, and he came here and we met him for the first time, and it was an interesting meeting because he was a hip hop rapper,
Mm.
but someone said, no, do reggae, man, you'll do good. And then the first hit he had was Informer, as you know, that went worldwide because everybody could relate to that and everybody bought it, and it went down well.
Mm.
In regards to the UK market of music, I think we don't get enough support from our peers in terms of going out to shows. A lot of the artists work hard to do what they do, and it would be nice that our homegrown talent can get the support from people who need to listen to new music.
Mm.
No disrespect to the ones that have been there already, but it's time for some new people to get a chance.
I quite agree.
And I also believe that the radio DJs have a hand in it because they determine who gets through and who don't.
Yeah, I quite agree. But I had me some artists who saying some of the DJs think they're bigger than the artists.
Well, that's true because they think they're artists themselves.
No, but one hand washes the other. Because I said to him over the air, I said, okay, if the DJ doesn't play your song when you record it in the studio, nobody gonna hear it unless you have a concert. And how often do you get a concert?
Well, that depends on how hard you work to get your concerts. I know that from personal aspects. I try to aspire to do what I can
Mm-hmm.
to help UK reggae in the sense of, okay, I might not be a Lovers Rock artist, but I do decent shows.
Yeah, but not
everyone,
everyone, but
but you have to work hard at it. It's not even about even me.
mm,
It's about how you work towards that goal of people being able to recognize you. I remember years ago when I was still doing it, my friend goes, I was pack it in. I said, well, I'm getting to the stage where I want to pack it in. And the day I was about to pack it in, I got a phone call. Oh, can you be here? And that actually changed a lot of things that I do now.
yeah.
And you just don't know when your time is going to get you a break.
Yeah.
I know artists that are even older than me. They're breaking through the fold with stuff they'd written 20 or 30 years ago.
And the rest, yeah.
Yeah.
From
And it's
way back.
because when you think about it, like I said to a colleague of mine, I'm not going to mention them on here, is that sometimes you may have written a song so far back,
Mm-hmm.
but it might not be for that time. It might be for now.
Exactly.
So, I just want to rise out a few people. Zena Banks, DJ Bilski, Mapari. He's actually on the War in the City rhythm, which he's not on this one, but we're going to do a remix, which is going to have a young people's element because he does grime. And I think this is good when elders in the industry can work with the young, because we need to bridge that gap now.
Oh, yeah.
It's too far apart, and we need to bridge it.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think you're going to play
Because
War in the City
I
now.
met few young artists up in the city, up in Camden. And so, who are you? And I said, okay, yeah, what I like to be got. He said, oh, I'm a singer. He said, could you play my music for me? No problem. And I came here in out of fact, and a good thing in out of fact that I PFL before.
Yeah,
I put it on the air,
yeah.
and it was a disgrace. I wouldn't play it in the washroom. I wouldn't play it in the toilet. That's how disgusting it was.
The thing with street music is it's real to the streets,
Mm-hmm.
and the only thing that I can say about that is that not everybody is partial to what a lot of youngsters have to say, and sometimes, yes, they can be aggressive with the words they use.
They do.
But when you actually talk to them, they're nothing like the lyrics they speak.
But
And when you actually try to explain to them, you're not portraying who you really are. If you're portraying something that you're not, that's falsifying your own self musically. So, if you're going to deal with reality, yes, you can be topical, you can be, controversial, but still be you doing it.
Yeah, because I've had so many artists from across the globe. Could you promote me? Could you be my manager? But when you listen to the lyrics in their song,
And you think, no.
forget about it. You're a big man. At your age, you don't have to do what the young teenagers doing.
Well, you know what, you say that, it's what you don't realize. We as older artists have to compete just as hard, if not harder, than the younger artists, because a lot of the producers, unless you're not vibrant with what you do, they're not giving you a look in. They want someone young and vibrant and fiery.
I agree, but you see, to me, if you're rebelling, but rebel, yes, but not with violence.
Well,
not with the nastiness.
Well, I've never agreed with the violent thing. If you listen to my songs, it's always about unity and peace.
Yeah.
So, it's important from an aspect of learning then. Would you do that to your friends at home? No.
No.
Would you do it to your mum or your dad?
No.
Then if you know you wouldn't do it to them directly,
why do it?
Why preach it to others who, unfortunately, some people live the life through music and will do the things that they hear.
Yeah.
And obviously you can't stop that. It's just one of those fallacies of life that, we as people who produce music, sing music, have to be careful sometimes what we do say.
You want to believe it. Because kids are listening to every word that you say out there, and they will react to it. You see?
Yeah, very, very much so. I mean, I was at a function the other day. I mean, I work with an outfit called Digital Nyabingi, and we are reintroducing reggae and dub through the jungle aspect, because when jungle originally started, it was reggae based drum and bass with a reggae field, and then the powers that be in the music industry decided to put techno to it and call it drum and bass, and then turn up the speed so people can chat lyrics that you can't actually understand them half the time if you really try and catch them, because it's so fast. But we've now decided to bring it back to its origin, so you get the heartbeat of the drum, the true reggae roots aspect, but still through jungle, because jungle is an English thing with a Jamaican edge, with a cultural edge. So you see the Rastafari element is still within the music. So, there's no change. And I want to rise up the Digital Nyabingi crew. Enough respect.
I'm going to check a chat.
Yeah.
Sila. Levelman C. Not pretty, you them out a road, life gets sticky, yo. Say we no want no war and crime, peace and love it was designed, so we go for them. War in the city is not pretty, you them out a road, say life gets sticky, yo. Say we no want no war and crime, peace and love it was designed. We don't want no red, white or yellow tape. Forensic and police, them at the gate. Sure you get gunned down, that is not the way. Say peace and love, I man profess, so we go for them. War in the city is not pretty, you them out a road, life gets sticky, yo. Say we no want no war and crime, peace and love it was designed, so we go for them. Say the girl about out for help, yo. All people them on the shelf, yo. Say what we gonna do about the situation? I'm an happy make them know where we come from. Anywhere we go, say Jah is at my side. War in the city, I'm a not go abide. Say peace and love, that's where we are.
What inspired you to write these lyrics?
Well, I don't know if you remember when the young people went to Downing Street and Whitehall and decided to smash the windows, and we had 9/11, we had the tsunamis and things like that, and we had all the different types of wars and weapons of mass destruction, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when you listen to the news in the last few months, every different city had some form of war going on. So the idea of writing war in the city was really to just highlight news.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you had the thing with the killing of black people unnecessarily with the police and, the Black Life Matters scenario. So I decided to put a song together looking at all these things.
Okay, all right. We'll take another track. See what you say.
Oh no, you've played that one already.
W-
That's positively clear.
Refuse to play.
Yeah,
You
that's
chat
the
a
other.
little bit more.
Yeah, that one you've played already. That's a different one that won't play. You've played that already though.
Okay.
So yeah, basically, my my aim musically is to make music that people will remember.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about I'm an artist and I sing and I DJ and I can do many things. I try to emulate things that will help people remember what they want to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it jovial, some of it serious, some of it,
Yeah.
and some of it really has to be meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to have meaning. I mean, if you look at great songs like "It's Now or Never," that was made in the 50s, it's still remembered today by many people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
You've got songs like "Yesterday" by the Beatles, made in the 60s, still remembered today. Michael Jackson's "Thriller."
Stand by me.
Oh yeah,
The
Benny
greatest
King.
song ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be remembered. Bob Marley, "One Love,"
Mm-hmm.
"Three Little Birds," "War."
Yep.
Great artists with great memorable songs.
Yep.
And as someone was saying the other day, if you were looking for memorable songs now, you might be out of luck. And I said, well, no. It's just a matter of time till somebody takes up the baton to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And there are many people out there who are singing really good songs, but
What?
because they're not singing about the gangster life or the girl life and the hype life, they're not getting heard.
Mm-hmm.
I know it is actually changing, so it is changing for the better. So yeah.
Yep. They are pretty girl.
Story.
So a man reap what he has sown. Whosoever walk through the valley of death, as a man born, another will die. Why them a fight all the while? Everyone a fight and a hustle and a shuffle. Them fighting for vanity, a fight against humanity. People understand where we coming from. A different foundation. Stop the building of the bombs and the guns. People can't travel through them, can't have no fun. You can't run away, go down on your knees and pray. You must have love for everyone. Some of them are full of jalan. Love of them are cause confusion. Some of them are full of jalan. Love for them a cause confusion. Fighting in the north, fighting in the east, fighting in the south.
Have you gotten a show around town that anyone can swing by to hear you?
Well, I'm actually touring with Digital Nyabingi and Young Warrior, which is the Jungle Dub meets Dub tour around the country. So the first show's in Newcastle, but I won't actually be at that one. But the rest around the country, I will be. I'm also going to be doing a show this weekend in Lowestoft called the Four Scoop
Where's that?
Part 2. It's just outside Norwich.
Okay.
And I did part 1, and I've been asked to come back and do part 2, which
Mm-hmm.
I've done Norwich many times, and it's like my second home up there. So it's like a home away from home when I get there, because everybody's always glad to see me. They know that lyrically they're gonna have fun.
That's good. Wonderful. Why don't we continue with this?
Fighting in the west. See the way them a mash up the streets. People take it back so that the world is complete. Some of them a boom up jalan. Enough of them a cause confusion. Some of them a boom up jalan. Enough of them a cause confusion. Too much bombing in the world, terrorist people them can't just. We need to educate the world about peace and love. So overstand where we are come from. Coming with a different meditation. Some of them a boom up jalan. Enough of them a cause confusion. Some of them a boom up jalan. Enough of them a cause confusion. It get bad, some people don't want from a street. Fight with the bombs and the terrors when they meet. Peace and love, we need to be at peace. Unity set to make the world be complete. On the streets, them a hustle, some of them just a scuffle. Them me just a huckle and a tackle, and them a shuffle. People understand we under too much strength. We have to say a prayer to Jah and where we are gonna get. Some of them a boom up jalan. Enough of them a cause confusion. Some of them a boom up jalan. Enough of them a cause confusion. Some of them.
So when you said this album will be out?
Well, not right now, because there's still a few more tracks to do. We've got tracks like Struggling, which is about the homeless situation with people being homeless. And, a friend of mine's already done a track called Homeless, El Indio, who used to be part of a group called Reality Soldiers. So I just want to rise him up. And, he's going out there and doing his own thing. And so is his colleague, Selector Gold. Want to rise them both up. Still my friends. Doesn't matter what you both do apart. We are our brethren still, musically, and beyond that, it's all about the love. Also, the 6th of June, I will be doing a show in the Ritzy in Brixton with a difference. This is going to be more up close and personal. And I won't be on the stage. I will actually be sitting in the crowd. And we'll be doing an acoustics reggae show, singing some of the classics, singing some of my own songs. October, I will be doing a show again back in the Ritzy. This will be UK Principal meets Glenn Slowly. That's strictly Lovers Rock show. So we're going to try and do something for the ladies. Because, we men tend to do our own thing when it comes to reggae music. So I'm also working on some Lovers Rock tracks with a record company called One Harmony Music. And trust me, the tracks that are being built for even a lot of artists, I'm not going to say too much, but it's going to take the market by storm when they arrive.
Well, that's cool.
It's going to bring Lovers Rock back to its original start. So watch out for One Harmony Music.
And these old Lovers Rock artists, in that fact, I haven't heard them bring out anything new for a long while.
Well, no, I'm not going to disrespect the program, but you see, we've been conditioned in this country to too much memorabilia. There's never been that much room for the new.
No.
If you think of TV and you look at adverts, even the new adverts still have an old feel about them.
Yep.
The music they play, some of the time, the way they actually put actions to some of these. You know, there are a few that are up to date and swinging it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you in the majority and in the norm of adverts, they've still got that old-fashioned 70s flavour.
Yeah, the old stuff, and they live on the old stuff, and
you know, when you watch TV, those were the days that were kind of thing. Always talk about the Beatles and talk about their journey, but nobody goes beyond that because you don't hear a lot about Sir Paul McCartney, but he is doing things.
Yeah.
Same with Mick Jagger, Status Quo. They're all doing things. Same with our reggae artists of old. They are still doing things. One of the greatest performers on stage, Daddy U-Roy and Big Youth. Mm-hmm. They're brilliant performers on stage. Leroy Smart, excellent. Errol Dunkley, excellent support, performer. Over here, you've got Maxi Priest. You've got Lloyd Brown, Leroy Simmons.
Lloyd Brown is living in the States, isn't he?
No, he's back here.
He's back here?
Yeah. He's got a show coming up, so.
Okay.
He's here, you've got Peter Honeygale. You've got Barrington Spence, Sharon Forrester. You've got Cassandra, the original Cassandra, I hasten to add.
Okay.
From back in the 70s of Lovers Rock's days. You've got Carol Thompson, as you know. You've got, Matumbi himself, Dennis Bovell. There's people out there still doing things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but it's not so much new things, because what it is, people tend to like to reminisce.
Oh, yeah.
And I think because we have that impounded in us from in school with history and stuff, we tend to grow up with this reminiscing attitude. Mm-hmm. So to even bring forward things that are new can be hard sometimes. So, it doesn't take one organization. It takes several to change the flow of things. Mm. So, keep doing what you're doing, but, it's time to bring the new.
For sure. Oh, we're going to take another track, sir, and we call it again until you come back with another new album. Right?
Emperor Haile Selassie Jah Rastafari Rastaman that you don't know. Yeah. Watch ya now. Rasta act like rapper, dress well and them well dapper. Out up on the front page we fly the banner, under the roots and culture. Rasta act like rapper, dress well and them well dapper. Out up on the front page we fly the banner, under the roots and culture. The Orthodox way, yes, you know a Rastafari, Lion of Judah, no them a go lie. Out up on the road, colors it a show. Anywhere we go, we pattern and style. Yeah. For real. Rasta act like rapper, dress well and them well dapper. Out up on the front page, we fly the banner, under the roots and culture. Rasta act like rapper, dress cool and them well dapper. Out up on the front page, we fly the banner, under the roots and culture. The Empress, them a keep the order, locking out them clothes sexy out around ya. Done the exposed showed in a fishy clothes. Empress me then she at the control missing. Rasta act like rapper, dress well and them well dapper. Out up on the front page we fly the banner, under the roots and culture. Me love to hear the drum on the bass, when it's a drum. The African get the drum, it well on. Fights we bring it in an African style. Bringing it to them, as a disciplined child. Yeah. Shubba-da-ba-doo-ba, say yeah. Say vibes we bring and I say yeah. Say shubba-da-ba-doo-ba, I say yeah. Watch out, me sing, say Rasta act like rapper, dress well and them well dapper. Out up on the front page we fly the banner, under the roots and culture. Me sing, give thanks and praise to the King. Love her when me have continually when me bring people I stand up when we ready something. The flag, the ice, gold and green be flying, yeah, yeah. Vibes we a bring it on the corner. Give me the opposite to them, boy, yeah. Vibes we a bring it and I sing. Give thanks and praise to the things that we custom it. Rasta act like rapper. Dress well and they well dapper. Out up on the front page and we fly the banner. Under the roots and culture. Yeah, yeah. King David style where me under. Vibes in our roots and culture. We keep in the orthodox order. So me sing so we gossip it. Hot like rapper. Out up on the road you know we dressing well dapper, yo.
Yes, UK Principal, we must say many thanks for stopping by, sir.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Just before we go, this track was a project, because I'm a person, I like to be ingenuitive. I like to try different genres with reggae. This is hip-hop with reggae. We've actually done it on a drum and bass rhythm also. I'm also in the process of working on some reggae jazz, which is using some of the jazz classics and putting them to reggae. So, you know, listen out for a track coming soon. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it was done by Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
So I'm playing around with it until I get it where I need to get it, and we're going to try and see if it takes hold.
Yeah, we got a lot of reggae jazz up here.
No, but I'm taking it to the classical route with reggae, so there's a difference.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, we're looking at you know covering some of the old classics, and yeah, seeing how far we can put them, keeping that jazz field as well as you know
classical.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck on that, sir.
Thank you.
Luck on that. I think Queen C and their group, in out fact, also got one in classic reggae.
Oh yes.
Pretty good. And again, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.
And thank you, and thank
good
you.
luck.
Rasta act like rapper. Dress cool and them well dapper. Out up on the front page we fly the banner. Under the roots and culture. The empress them a keep the order. Locking out them clothes sexy out around ya. Done the expose showed in a fishy clothes. Empress me then she at the control missing. Rasta act like rapper. Dress well and them well dapper. Out up on the front page we fly the banner. Under the roots and culture. Me love to hear the drum and the bass, you know when it's a drum. The African get the drum, you know it well on. Vibes we a bring it in an African style. Bringing it to them, you know, as a disciplined child. Yeah, yeah. Shubba-da-ba-doo, I say yeah, yeah. Say vibes we a bring and I say yeah.
Here now is a special item of news from the JBC newsroom. Entertainer and reggae star Bob Marley is now patient in the University Hospital after receiving gunshot wounds during a shooting incident which took place at Marley's home at 56 Hope Road tonight.
Any community going on, it's a problem like you're going to prison.